Hello, you guys.
Hi.
I am Joe Hedges.
And I'm Andrew Muscarella.
And we are Good Children. And today we are here with Tinder to tell the internet about this year's dating trends. Have you been dating?
Have I been dating? I've been trying.
Trying as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah, and it's like trying times. I had my love in Portugal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I dropped my coordinates before I got there.
I forgot that you literally found your husband in Portugal.
Yeah, I got there. I was there for about 5 days. We were chatting before I went, and then we both went on the date, and we both agreed that was one of the best dates we've ever been on, and we will probably never see each other again.
Never say never.
Never say never. We still follow each other.
Okay, thank God.
Thank God, just in case it comes up again that I'm in Portugal.
I'm sure it will.
And
at this
point,
come up again.
I'm about to book the next flight. So,
but that's the beauty, I think, of Tinder is that like it is an app that brings you together with people. Like you were brought together with Portugal, we were brought together with each other. We'll talk about that, and we're brought together today to read some Year In Swipe statistics. This is Tinder's 2022 data of all of their users, and we are going to quiz each other on that information. Okay. If you know us, you know the stakes are so high. You know that Andrew's profusely sweating and I'm checked out.
Because like, why did it become a competition?
It's, oh my God, should we tally it?
It's almost like, why did I feel like I had to win? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
What astrology sign wasn't most likely to add their sign in their bio? Was it A, Cancer, B, Aries, C, Scorpio, or D, Leo?
Was not most likely?
Was not. I
mean, as a Leo, I know for a fact that Leos are adding their sign to their bio. Honestly, I'm also just going to say, like, as a Leo, I do think they're the best person to date. Like, I think that Leos are generous and kind and sexy and smart and just offer, like, such a well-rounded personality and, like, an array of, like, exciting opportunities. And not only that, but, like, gifts and quality time and physical touch. Like, all of that.
Would you say, like, Tauruses, too?
Do I know a Taurus?
Do you know a Taurus?
I would say Tauruses are like really fun.
Okay.
Anyway, what were the options again?
Cancer, Aries, Scorpio, or Leo?
Least likely Scorpio. I mean, is it Aries?
It's Aries.
Yeah,
it's
that makes
Aries.
Sense. Oh, I guess that makes sense. I'm pissed. I thought Scorpios would be afraid of judgment, but I guess like Aries, it's like, I hate to say it, out of the four of those, the least iconic sign. Like Cancer, Scorpio, Leo, like those are like.
And if you're an Aries, like,
no disrespect,
you're amazing.
I love my Aries. I love the Aries in my life, but it's not like a flashy sign.
Yeah, no.
And it's argumentative. Oh, this is gonna be. I'm gonna start crying already.
Stop.
Which quality did people not find as important in their first dates? In their dates, A, looks. B, respect. C, open-mindedness. D, loyalty.
What was not the most important? Yeah. Is it D, loyalty?
That is such a you answer.
The only reason I'm saying that is because it's the first.
God.
I mean, I was gonna say looks.
Oh my good gracious!
Is it A, looks?
Yeah, it's A, looks.
You know what? Sometimes it's like stick with your gut because that's what I felt.
Ooh,
it's gonna go dark.
That's dark already.
Arrange Tinder's top emojis in the order of their popularity. And you should have all cards with you.
I do. That was so convenient. It's 5, right?
So almost like, what do you think that one means?
What do I think this emoji means? First of all, I do think it could be like, you know what I mean?
Oh, it could be like
Ariana.
Or it could be like, I'm a dreamer.
Grande. Ariana. You know what I mean? This is very Ariana.
Explain.
Arianka, Ariane.
Okay.
This is like her whole thing. You know, like she likes clouds.
Okay. It's
I
like
feel
up in the clouds.
I see this cloud, I think of Ariana Grande.
I think dreamer.
That's you love to just throw around the word dreamer. This has to mean you're Australian, right?
And I'm obsessed with it.
Yes, this is on brand for us in a major way. This is like, I've been hurt before, but like I'm putting my heart back out there. Like, I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm growing. Would you say?
You're patching up. This heart is... Wait, what's the Danity Kane song?
Damaged. damaged.
That's giving Dan and the Cane fan. That's giving Dan and the Canonista.
And this one means public parking. It has to mean that.
That one means like
you will get public parking if you come to my house.
Yes.
Easy, done.
Public.
And then this one means like stay away from me.
Yeah. That means like red flag is going to be.
My red flag. What's your red flag? I would say I think that we have the same exact red flag, and it's what we're doing right now, which is that we literally have a podcast.
Okay.
So my guesses are Damaged by Danity Kane.
Okay.
Followed by Red Flag.
Okay.
Followed by Public Parking.
Okay.
Followed by Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Followed by Kangaroo.
Okay. So you got a 0. And but you were off by like 1 on each one of them.
There's only 5 options.
Yes. So I just want to like I'm gonna put it in order for you. If you want to just show the camera.
Okay.
It's gonna start with public parking. Is the first one.
I don't know what push and pee means.
Push and pee. I don't know.
So I'm really embarrassed by this. We spent 25 minutes talking about push and pee.
Push and pee. But that's the number 1.
Okay. Wait one second.
Number 2 is damaged heart.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Didn't I make that my number 2? I made it my number 1.
Number 3 is red flag. Number 4 is kangaroo. And number 5 is your head is in the clouds.
So kangaroo has to mean Australian, right? Why else are you using that emoji?
It's kind of just like, you know what I mean? Like I'm hopping.
What?
I've been hopping.
That's what you would use that for?
Yeah, I would say it's like I'm fun. I like to dance. I like to jump.
I'm Australian.
Yeah.
I
have deep pockets, like for my Joey.
Which type of date saw a decrease in popularity? I love this. I love knowing this information.
What type of dates?
Yeah. A dinner date. B, a coffee date. C, a picnic date. Or D, a beach date.
I don't know why I would
do.
If I was on a beach date,
what would you do?
No, I wouldn't go. I actually would not show up, and the only reason I wouldn't show up is because I'm dealing with it's because I'm dealing with a lot from my past life. But
which is
it kind of would be freeing.
It would be freeing, but also like you're going on a date. Like there's a chance that you're taking your clothes off at the end of a date anyways. Why not start the date that way?
You're kind of,
you know what I mean?
Listen, if you're out there and you want to take me on a beach date. Even if that's the one that went down this year, I'll go on it with you. I'm gonna say, restaurant dates,
dinner dates, yeah,
yeah.
I feel like a dinner date is kind of a thing of days past, for a few reasons. Like 1, I'm not really ready to commit to a dinner with a stranger.
2, I'm not ready to spend $120.
I can't afford it right now. It's just not in the budget. Like, I love the idea of it. For me, like, my version of a beach date is, like, I'm in a tide pool. Like, I'm hanging out with, like, a few friends. At the same time, suddenly, like, the moon hits me. Something shifting in the water. I grow a tail. I'm a mermaid.
Okay. So this is cinematic.
It's H2O, just add water.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where is it?
You're kangaroo.
I'm Australian.
You're adding a tail.
I'm just adding water.
Yeah.
I was talking to this guy and I was like, do you want to go to a haunted house together? And I still believe like the best possible first date option is to go to a haunted house together because you're close together. You're like on top of each other. You get to like shake off that like early date like persona because you're like and like then you're like laughing, you're like, oh yeah, like that's like, gone.
I'm so scared, and then too, you're like, can you go in front?
Yeah,
or like
exactly.
Behind.
Like who's the top or the bottom in that situation. Exactly.
Or like big spoon, little spoon. For the context of the non-gays.
Yes. Okay. And that's like sweet. I think that's fun. He did say no, and then his option was, I believe, Scarier, which was an improv show. And it was frightening. It was hard to get through because there was a lot of audience participation. And I was not at a time in my life where I felt confident enough to participate. To speak.
I did have a picnic experience. It started at a restaurant, and then he had a backpack with him. And he was like, do you want to go to the park? And we went to Domino Park. And he had a blanket. He had a candle. And he had a bottle of wine.
Candle?
He had a candle. No, I know what you're thinking. That would be
I'm not matching.
Hold on.
Where is it? Red flag. A candle's a red flag to me. I'm sorry.
And he whipped up the candle. We're looking at the city skyline. It's getting dark. We're chatting. We're sipping. We stroll across the water. We sit down at a bench. Fireworks start going off. Fireworks started going off.
Did he plan that?
He didn't plan. I wish he did. And then that was the moment we were like, should we kiss? And we kissed.
God.
And it was actually like, I went home that day and I was like,
you were in love. Yeah.
That's it.
How'd that work out?
It lasted about 2 months.
Okay.
And it's me. I'm the problem.
But that's the thing. It was still special.
I think that it was extremely special. He's still somebody who I value and we're friends with. I think that along that process, I learned things that I really did appreciate and things that I knew I personally needed to work on. Which interest did Tinder members find most attractive?
Okay.
A, walking my dog. B, brunch. C, thrifting. Or D, yoga.
I'm just going to run through how I would feel about those.
Okay.
Walking my dog, here's the thing. If you have a dog, that means that someone else is getting the attention besides me.
And
yeah, it means it could be invading in a bedroom situation. You've experienced?
I've experienced. I'm just going to like briefly touch on it. If you have a dog, you have to put it in a separate room. I'm sorry. Like, I would say that also, like, if the dog is licking your feet during any deed, it shouldn't happen. Brunch. What are your thoughts on brunch? Be attractive.
It's 0 on my list. If brunch is listed as a personality trait, I gotta go. Like, when you're going to the butcher's daughter, you gotta skip it. Like, I'm so
you're
sorry.
Going to the butcher's daughter, you're getting like an eggs Benedict, and
I'm over it. List something more exciting than brunch.
Thrifting.
That also, I don't know if I'm obsessed with that being a category of your life that you want to share. I thrift as well, but I don't know if that's going to be a key identifier.
But it's nice to see, like, I guess in that sense, it's like, okay, they're saying fast fashion. You know what I mean? And they're like, I'm thrifting. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like
virtue signally. Do you not agree? I hate to say it.
And then the last one, Joe, yoga. Now think about it. I think here.
I know what you're thinking.
Say it with me.
I'm afraid.
Me too. Flexibility.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say. Right. Also, like, I was thinking also, like, maybe, like, a calmer person who, like, meditates and, like, has a better grip on life.
Yes, that one too.
But I would honestly say yoga out of all of those would be the one that I'd be like, okay, like, that's cool for you. Like, and I'd be like, I'm going to make that my personality trait as well.
Yeah.
Walking my dog is what I'm going to say is the most attractive on the list. Most attractive? Have I gotten any right yet?
No. This one was D, yoga.
Oh my God. So it's the one that I did say actually was most attractive.
Stick with your gut.
Wow.
It is. I mean, because again, like, objectively here, I think that is probably the most attractive one.
Yeah. What was the top Tinder anthem in 2022? Do you like doing the little music moment?
I don't love him. Listen, you know, my Tinder is bare bones.
We gotta fix that.
We gotta fix it. Should we fix it publicly?
I don't know if Tinder for iPad will like be amazing.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm somebody who like did used to have anthems, but now I'm like, what is my anthem? So I just take it off. I have my artists though.
Who are your artists? Can you like think of probably who it is?
Yeah, it's like Lorde, Taylor Swift, Muna, Charlie XCX.
You're just trying to sound gay now.
I'm like, okay, guys, you get it.
If your option was Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush, as it was by Harry Styles, We Don't Talk About Bruno from the Encanto film, or Heat Waves by Glass Animals, what do you think the top one is? First of all, what would you pick?
I'm sorry. Say it again. Running Up the Hill
as it was. We Don't Talk About Bruno and Heat Waves.
No, why is We Don't Talk About Bruno killing me? I'm like obsessed with that one.
I feel like if your name is Bruno, it's like an amazing option.
You're right. We Don't Talk About Bruno. I would say probably mine would be As It Was.
That is it.
That was
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that out of all of those, like Running Up the Hill, what is that saying about the person?
That you watch Stranger Things.
You watch Stranger Things, Kate Bush, Queen, Harry Styles.
Yeah.
I mean, you appreciate music.
Yes, yeah.
Great. We don't talk about Bruno. I would match.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, you like Disney.
Okay. And Heat Waves by Glass Animals.
That one's also a good one.
That's a sexy, slutty song for the summer. I was like singing it this morning, actually, believe it or not.
Sexy. It's a triple S.
It is. It's triple S.
Which artist didn't make it into the top 10 Tinder anthems?
Okay. I'm so scared.
This is so good. A, Jack Harlow.
Okay.
B, Bad Bunny.
Oh my God.
C, Justin Bieber. D, Taylor Swift.
I think I'm gonna get it wrong. I think I'm gonna.
What are you gonna say?
I just feel like in
I think
2022, like let's get really strategic about this. In 2022, that Jack Harlow song was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Bad Bunny is one of the biggest artists in the entire world. Justin Bieber had that song. I can only assume the song came out this year. Taylor didn't really have a big bam anthem moment, like except for like All Too Well 10-minute version. If that's on your Tinder anthem,
that says a lot about
also
you.
Open up like a therapy app as well. I'm like, let's do that. Let's double team that. I can't imagine that Taylor is in that top 10, but I also can't imagine that she's not in the top 10. You know what I mean?
Why am I sick to my stomach? Like
I'm shaking. I'm actually freaking out.
No, I'm freaking out for you.
I like almost want you to like feed me the answer. I'm so afraid to get
Joe,
it wrong.
I think that what we've learned
is to trust your gut. It's Taylor Swift.
Yeah. And I know that one for you really hurts.
I like
as a
Swiftie.
Just now. As a Swiftie. But I think that
my nose bleeding.
You were right. You hit the nail on the head. She didn't have an anthem this year.
She didn't have an anthem this in 2023.
Oh, it's
anti-hero.
I would like
Karma.
to do when we're doing this video next year.
Next year, call us back, Tinder. We'll get it right.
We'll get it right.
Which was the most popular international city to passport for U.S. members?
Oh, done. Let's go.
A, London, England. Mm-hmm. How do they say it again? London, England.
London, England.
B, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. C, Mexico City, Mexico. D, Paris, France. Which of those have you passported to? On the Tinder app.
I would say that I've passported to
all of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if like I have a passport, I want to travel.
Yeah.
And I think that's just like the moral of the story. That's who I am.
Yeah.
London for sure. Paris. You can catch me in Paris
any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
Just call you Emily.
Just call me Emily.
You're there.
I'll be in Paris. Rio.
Oh, you've been?
I've been, and of course I was going there. Mexico City, I was just kind of like, what's going on in Mexico City?
Right. What was going on?
Some great things in Mexico City.
Okay, yeah, you're lying. You did not do it.
No, I literally did what I was going to say, men. Okay, I would say that it's Paris.
You wish.
Shut up. Is it Rio?
It's London. You know I love a London boy. I enjoy. You know what I mean? I would pick London. I don't know.
I see.
I don't necessarily.
And this has nothing bad about the people of London.
but
I just feel like there are other things we can bring to the table.
There are greater options universally here. Yeah, I do agree with you on that.
I was between Paris and Rio.
Again, it's 1D. It's One Direction. They have us all begging. They have us in chokehold to this day.
Yeah,
we've been choking and choking and choking.
I mean,
1D
as it was being the top anthem,
exactly.
And then London being the top location. People are begging for Harry, which was not a top trending interest this year.
Okay,
90s kid.
That's the first one. Is 90s kid?
90s kid.
Okay.
B, slam poetry.
Okay, very me.
C, sushi.
Okay.
D, camping.
Let's walk us through
it. So out of all of these interests, which was not a top interest?
I'm going to have to say that it's obviously slam poetry. Like the other ones, at least people I feel like are actually pursuing more often.
You got it right.
Oh my God.
Shockingly, you got it right this time. I will say that 90s kids.
That'd be out. You're out.
That would be my out.
We're like judging. We're being judgers. I think that brings us to like our story.
Our story.
Our literal Tinder story. Like this could not be a more perfect fucking partnership.
Yep, at all.
So, Andrew, hold on. Actually, I need some visual props for this, and we have it.
So, I'm 21. I'm coming back from Australia. I had a broken heart. I was definitely like wounded trying to patch it up.
You were damaged.
I was damaged. I was like, what do I want? Like, my head is in the clouds. Like, I think that I was dating a girl at the time, and I was like slowly coming out. And I was ready to push P. And for me,
you were interested in P at that point.
I was interested in P at that point, and then I was like, okay, let me start thinking about my red flags. Red flag is I couldn't feel like I could be myself. So one, I downloaded Tinder. I was like, Tinder is going to be the app for me.
Yeah.
That I can put myself out there and I can start connecting with men that I never thought that I could connect with, because I don't feel comfortable going up to somebody in a situation and having a conversation with them. So like I do at this point need to be behind a phone to have that authentic conversation. So I get back home to New York. Joe's in New York at home. Joe, you pick up the story.
Okay, so I'm in New York. Andrew's in Australia. I don't know if I could use that one again in this story. I'm being a walking red flag at this point. I'm on Tinder. Like Andrew said, I think it's an amazing platform also for people who are coming to terms with who they are, just like coming to terms with themselves and like how they're going to interact with the world, because you're able to kind of like craft a narrative and like build who you are and like become, again, heal your heart and heal your heart and like project something that maybe you're not ready to project in real life. And that was what I think was helping you with Tinder at this point. You arrived back from Australia. Again, just to keep it cohesive. I am laying in bed. I'm like laying in bed and I'm just swiping. Whose fucking profile shows up? Prior to this moment,
we've been friends since 4 years old.
4 years old.
4 years old.
We were both straight to each other our whole lives.
Doing like Fergalicious dances.
Being obviously gay. And in that moment, at 21, I am on Tinder and Andrew shows up. I pushed P. I couldn't believe what was happening. I remember actually physically shaking. Like, I was actually like, what do I do with this information? Yeah. How do I push P, process it? Like, I was like, I don't know, like, what. I remember, like, I talked to, like, one friend, and I was like, I literally don't know what to do. Like, I feel crazy in this moment, because it was actually, like, all of, like, our childhood, like, instantly made sense. And also I was like, oh, my God, like, we're free. Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, I'm literally finally have this thing that we wanted for so long, which is, like, just being honest with each other. I remember I drafted up a text. I thought I really gave a lot of thought to it.
You thought.
And I drafted up a text and I said, like, hey, Andrew, welcome back from Australia. I saw you on Tinder. I also like boys. We don't ever have to talk about this again. We can go back to watching Barefoot Contessa in the basement and never speak of this. But I would love to talk about it if you wanted to talk about it.
And me receiving that text, it healed my heart. I was no longer head in the clouds. I was ready to push P. And I was so grateful that I went to Australia and I was able to find myself. And Tinder honestly gave us the resources to have the conversation, because I think that's something that I lack sometimes, is being able to be forthright with the conversation.
Oh my God.
Or like,
wait a minute, SAT.
Like have like the ability to communicate my feelings and how, and like where I'm at. And I think that while we shouldn't have leaned on Tinder to do the job, they did.
I'm so glad that Tinder was here for us.
So glad
It literally,
for us.
I mean, quite literally, Tinder changed our lives. And I think that that's also like the lesson here is that everyone, I mean, I'm projecting, this is my experience. Like, I've used Tinder to like get something that I have, like, to get a really specific version of what I wanted. And like, I think once I realized that opening myself up to like endless possibilities and like anything that comes with it, I'm able to like, really get the full advantage of why an app like Tinder exists, which is like literal human connection.
Yeah.
And this is literally
human
like
connection.
This is it. We would not be here if it wasn't for Tinder.
No. And
that's insane.
Yeah. I still have friends from like that's the thing too. It's
every
like
single one of my
friends I met on Tinder, like relationships, dates, every walk of life I've met on Tinder.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
It literally is crazy. Like, it genuinely, like, I don't think there could be a more intuitive partnership than Tinder and Good Children. Like, Good Children would not exist without the helping hand of Tinder. Mm-hmm. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. You know where to find us.
Yeah, at Good Children Pod on all platforms. We will see you around. Thank you so much to Tinder. And you know where to find Tinder on the App Store.